Hi all, welcome back to Semitech Talks. So we'll be continuing the rest of the question which I have left in the last videos. Basically, I have just completed two questions or answered two questions from the last video. So we'll be going forward and answering all the remaining questions in this video. So we'll not basically dig up a lot of time in discussing anything which is not necessary as I did it in previous. But yeah, here what we'll do is we'll just try to answer the questions which are left out. So first thing, we'll move to the next question from Geeta. So Geeta has asked the question as a PD engineer, what are the topics we should be perfect for interviews with respect to tool uh, and basic needed. So she is asking again, what are the topics you have to be perfect for the interview perspective as a PD engineer. So this question I can answer in the previous one only. See, as I said in previous, we can, I think you are all able to see this, right? So in the previous only I explained you all that what to cover and all. I think it was the other photo. Okay. So in the previous I said, like, as a PD engineer you have to go through all of this. So again we'll revise all of it, or we'll come back to basics. The basic again is like, first thing is English. Good at English communication, good at understanding writing, you are good to go. Okay. Then you have to have the knowledge of basic semiconductor physics, basic electronics, network theory, analog electronics, CMOS, digital electronics, HDL, VHDL, Verilog, finite state machines, Tickle, Shell, Python scripting, understanding Linux and Bash shells, grep, GVM, and Linux commands. So these 11 points, starting from 1 to 11, along with English, if you are good at these, you are fit for a fit to be an VLSI engineer in any other areas, from PD, PV, DV, RTL, STA, synthesis, standard cell characterization, analog layout, what else? RTL design engineers, DFT team, PDN, IR, EMI, everything. So you can fit anywhere in these if you are really good at these 11 topics. Okay, but for a PD engineer, along with this you need to have a knowledge about tool. So one of the knowledge, either you have to have a cadence universe knowledge, or you need to have a fusion compiler knowledge in the latest trends. And along with this you need to have one timing tool knowledge and one PV fixes knowledge. That's okay, if you don't have also it's fine, but you have to be at least good in cadence universe or fusion compiler. Assume you don't have fusion compiler, ICC2 is okay. Okay, I see. If you ask me, I can say that Innovas and Fusion compiler, I have only Innovas knowledge, not Fusion compiler completely. But that doesn't restrict me to learn from Fusion compiler, right? I can go and learn Fusion compiler. So Fusion compiler I can, but I have some bit of ICC2 knowledge. Maybe I might have forgotten. So this way I can say that I can handle. So it is also adaptable. Fusion compiler is also adaptable. You can, if you have worked in cadence, you can switch to Fusion compiler very easily also. Okay, some changes will be there, but yeah, I think that's always there, the friction, if you are going from one to other. And the other thing is you need to have the complete knowledge of physical design, complete flow. So where it starts from partition, floor plan, PNR, ECO, STA, these all knowledge. Along with these, this should be very good. You should be very good in this. And along with this, you need to have a knowledge of formal verification, conform low power, IR drop issues, and EM issues. So if you have these knowledge, these are relevant knowledge which are needed to close a block. So if you are starting to work on a block from start, from partition, and you have to tape it out, or you have to give it to the or next person, or if the DB is locked as closed, means you need to go through all of these phases. So to go through all of these phases, you have to have this knowledge. So these are the topics you need to cover. So I think this question is already answered more in depth in the previous video, that is Q&A 1. But I think I've just revised it very briefly so that you can understand, or you can refer back to the previous video. Okay. So this is all about the PD engineers resource, what you have to go through. So these are, I've just named the subjects and topics in depth you have to do, because I'm not going to explain in depth everything or I'm not going to explain each topic here. Maybe I might explain in depth what to do, how to study and all in the later videos. But yeah, because I don't want to explain everything, because there are a lot of videos available on YouTube and you can go and check them. And yeah, I don't feel shame to say that go and check other YouTube videos, because ultimately I'm here to guide and help than to gain viewers or followers. Okay, so yeah, you can just refer to the other website, other videos. You can refer to the websites, you can refer to the other learning videos. That's okay, I don't mind. But the thing is, you gain the knowledge and be a PD engineer in your market or in the domain. So that's what you have to be the best. That's what I expect from you. So yeah, go through all of this, get an idea, learn from this, and get to there. Okay. So yeah, with respect to tools also, I have said tools, I would preferably ask you to learn the commands. Don't buy heart, or don't be in, like, write down anywhere like that. It's okay if you make a cheat sheet also, is fine. I advise you to make a cheat sheet if you of a commands, if you are struggling with few of them. Learn the commands, try to understand what does it do. That if you are able to do that, then yeah, tool is a easy game for you, I guess. You anyhow, you'll understand where the tools and where the buttons and all are, what to click, what not to click, what happens the when you click on it. If you have worked on tool for 2-3 months, you will get that idea. Okay, so this is needed. I think yeah, this question is answered as per my knowledge. So it's already answered in the previous, but yeah, I have again addressed it in a very brief way. Okay, so then we'll move to the next question. It is from Mekala Shrinu. Okay, so the Shrinu has asked this question, like, give some question paper for written test and interview purpose on digital Verilog industry. See, Shrinu, I want to address this question very clearly. See, if I give some questions, assume 10, 15, you will stick to them, and you will be studying only them. You are basically becoming a what do I say? You are going to restrict yourself. You are not going to learn everything again, and it will be again a very restricted environment. Means basically you will become a frog that is already present in a, or present in a well, or you will be in a well. So you are very limited to your own boundaries, or where you will not explore more, or you will not learn more. So instead, what I would advise is study all the topics from digital, Verilog, and SV. Even interview purpose, be it interview purpose, or be it written test purpose. Study all the topic. If you are a master from them, any question that is coming to you can be answered. But okay, if you don't want that way, if you still want, okay, Girish, I have already studied that, I have already gone through that, but still I need more info, or I need some questions to practice on it, or I have to understand myself, or to know myself that I have studied and all, not like that, then you can do like this. You can just type VLSI digital interview questions. You will get lot of websites. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just right click one of them, open in new tab. Right click one of them, open in new tab. Right click one of them, open in. Go study all of this. One website, you can get lot of questions. I don't mind where it is coming from. Let it come from Avon Silicon, let it come from Geeks for Geeks, let it come from LinkedIn, let it come from Naukri, let it come from Gooey. Okay, I don't care. What I care, the knowledge, right? What I care, the knowledge. I need a knowledge. See, a person who is hungry for knowledge will never worry about where it is coming from. He'll take everything inside. So he'll take every knowledge inside him, and he'll try to understand that. That's what I'm asking you to do. What is, like, see, you have questions, answers for everything. So you try doing like this, you can get an idea. If not, go for VLSI, any what are some website names or what I can take. VLSI for you. Okay, I'll just use something like this, or any say VLSI design for you. Here in these kind of website, if you go interview questions, if you click, you'll get AMD interview questions. See, so just try to read all of this. See, there are 57 questions. I think if you are able to cover these 57 questions, you'll be master in PD. Qualcomm interview questions. They have posted. So basically, they are only posting. You can just check all of them. Explain the power plant structure. How do you do? We do what you do. Isolation cells. Everything. If you go by this way, everything you can get it out. So this is I have explained for PD. You can follow it for your DV, RTL, etc., etc., all the other things. Okay. So all the other roles you can do it by your own. No need to worry or no need to be like, no, I don't know, etc. and all. Okay. So this way you can for written test and interview purpose you can go through, including Verilog and including SV. Okay. I think yeah, the ultimately the answer is if you go to Google and search, or if you can get some websites there, you are fit to go ahead. Okay, so this will help you. So this way you can prepare. So I don't need to give, because if I give, it is again I'm kind of restricting you from exploring anything else and learning anything else. Okay. So then we'll go for the next question. It is from Vaishnavi. She has done B or B Tech Electronics and Communication. What skills should we have to enter into VLSI as a fresher? I think this question is very long, so we'll address each question here. There are multiple questions in this. So what skill should we have to enter into VLSI? See, if you can understand, learn, and if you are good, if you can master, not master also, try to master. But if you are really good at all of these topics from 1 to 11, including English, you are much more enough to be in a VLSI industry, or you can enter into VLSI industry. Okay, so these 11 will help you, I guess. And apart from this, what else? So I think this much skills, this much knowledge you should have. Along with this, if you have to enter PD, you have to have the PD knowledge and PD tools. If you have to enter RTL, again Verilog, VHDL, those languages and those relevant skills and tools. So whatever the domain you have to enter, those relevant knowledge and relevant skills is enough. So if you have that much, you can be a fit for the role. And additional skills that are non-technical skills, if you have to say, you have to be ready to work any time given in a day, be it night, morning, afternoon, evening, any time. If they give you a task, you should be able to do it. Task means what? They'll give you a responsibility of the block. You should be capable to handle the responsibility of a block. You should be a team player. So everybody of you will put in resume that I am a team player. I'll handle pressure. But actually, you will cry if someone asks you to roll an ECU at 12 o'clock in the midnight, so 12 a.m. and ask you to give the database by 6 a.m. You will say, no, this is not my working hour. I can't work. No, you should not give that reason. That is what the other skills you need to develop. You should be flexible. So you have to plan your day. You have to be flexible to adjust. You have to work. It's not that you will always work at midnight, but in some cases, some rare situations, you might have to work in midnights, because the flow and the cycle of working will change. Okay, assume you have put a run in the night at 10 p.m. and the data is available in the morning by 6 p.m. where you have woke up at 6 p.m. You can analyze the data, put it for a run and go for any other work. But people, what they'll do sometimes, no, this is not my working hour, and then they'll put the run for 10 a.m. again. So if they put 10 a.m., it will come out at 5 p.m. So after 5 p.m., you have to continue to work or finish the task, whatever that is related to it. But no, after 5 p.m., they'll close the laptop, they'll not work. So that will delay your process of working, or that will itself will make you stretch the work. So from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., you will not be doing any other work. At that time, you can do other works and compensate here. So it's like flexibility. So flexibility you have to do, responsibility you have to take. You can't blame someone else because you have some issues in your design. You have to address them, take it to the leads or senior peoples, ask them how to solve them, get a help, discuss. This is what the skills you have to develop. Okay, so these are the other soft skills or non-technical skills you have to develop. So the first part is communication. Learn to be communicative, express. Second thing is understand. Third thing is be flexible. Fourth thing is be in an attitude of learning. The other thing is be a team player. So how can you be a team player? It's not like leave all of your go and help someone. First do your work and help someone also if they need. So you can't just say, no, no, my task is done, I'm leaving. But assume if your team player is stuck at somewhere in your design, in his design, if you can just give him a little push, he will innovate himself and do a better job. And later, if he get recognized, he will bring it to you also. I think Girish helped me in that time. So this has he has given me a contribution in this. So that's how it goes. These are happened. So these have happened, and some of whom I have helped, or some of who have helped me, have always got the recognition. It's not about recognition. This is how you have to play. So that is what you truly mean as a team player. Okay. Yeah. Next is, yeah, backend or front end for a fresher. It's about your choices. So again, I'll explain this again in a very brief way. So is it a backend or fresher, backend or front end as a fresher, or what? See, in VLSI, let's list out the roles available. Okay, will VLSI backend or front end, right? So first thing is you are a physical design engineer. So I'll list out all of this, what you can do. Physical verification. Okay, then we'll have synthesis. I'm just randomly listing out. Next is RTL design, design verification. Then we'll have analog layout or layout engineers. In layout also you'll have a lot of others, but yeah, I'm just generally categorizing it. Design for testability. Okay, and that is called as DFT. And what else? STA, static timing engineer, we call it as STA team. Then we have IR or EM engineer. Then we have PDN. I think PDN will come in IR only, but yeah, let it be PDN engineer. Then we have CAD engineer, the one who develops the flows and work on flow and all. Then we have, what else, guys? Yeah, we have architecture engineers. Architecture with respect to your chip level, okay, not the civil architecture engineers. Then we have test engineers. These are the people who will do the checks in after the manufacturing. Then we have fabrication level engineers. So these are at the fabs, not at our office, or not at this end. And there are some etc. So some etc. There are any other more others, but yeah, I've generally categorized. See, now for a PD engineer, assume if you are good at all of this, but as a PD engineer, what you need to have knowledge again, as a PD engineer, you need to be having the knowledge about understanding the flow of your building blocks, like physical layouts. So assume if you are having a knowledge about cells, how do they get placed, or we'll go it the other way. Wait. So assume you have a very good knowledge about basic semiconductor physics, okay, and you have knowledge about CMOS theory, and you have very good knowledge about digital electronics, and some, if you can do some scripting and understand the Linux, at least Linux and all is fine, and do some scripting and understand the inverse commands. If you can understand the inverse command, and if you can understand the complete flow of PD, you are fit to be a PD engineer. But in this, what topics you'll have to cover? Basic semiconductor physics you need to know, Basic electronics you need to know, network theory you need to know, analog electronics you need to know, and digital CMOS. So if you are not too good in HDL, VHDL, Verilog, not too good in finite state machine, it's okay for a PD engineer. But at least these 5 to 6 topics you need to know. So if you are master in any of these, but if you are struggling with 7, 8, okay, then I would advise you to look for PD role. Okay, I mean, look for a PD job, PD physical design role. And similar, if you are having a knowledge about cut-to-cut violations, what about the metal layers? So if you are really good at analog electronics and you can understand how a stick diagram is, if you can understand multiple layers, how a layers are there, and how they are stacked. So what happens if the stacking goes wrong? If you are able to understand network theory, if you are able to understand basic electronics and semiconductor physics, first 4 topics, including the fifth one, if you can understand the first five topics, yeah, then I would advise you to go for either PV or layout engineer. Okay, so this way you can choose which area you belong to. And the other one is, then if you are good at HDL, VHDL, Verilog, scripting languages, then I would advise you to go for RTL, either RTL engineer or design verification engineer. There comes one more thing called as formal verification also, FP or CLP engineer. You can go for this also if you are good at that, whatever the codes you work or and all. So that way you can work there also. Then yeah, what else did I left? If you are good at finite state machines, stuck at 0, stuck at 1, how it goes, loop, come back to Moore laws and all, then go for finite state machines. If you are good there, you can go for a DFT engineer. Okay, if you are good at timing, means if you can calculate a delay, if you can understand the delay, if you can understand the timing, if you can make sure that if you can understand setup and hold times and all, and then you can go for a static timing engineer, static timing analysis engineer. I'm really sorry. STA engineer, you can be a STA engineer, static timing analysis engineer, or you can go for standard cell characterization engineer. Standard cell characterization. So in characterization, engineers will work on the delay of the cell, etc., and all. So it's all again the timing perspective. If you are really good at timing perspective, you can go there. And if you are good at network theory, if you can understand the KVL, KCL, impedance matching, etc., and all, you can easily go for IR drop, PDN, these areas. So if you are able to understand the flow, if you can build the flow, if you are able to understand the tool and its complete, each and every command, how it goes, what does it do, how does it do, what the changes it do, then you can be a CAD engineer preferably, because CAD team, what happens is that they'll build the tool, they'll try to optimize the way of building the tool. So they'll see what better can we do with respect to the tool. So these areas they'll be working. So you can be a CAD engineer, right? So this way you can choose it. So this is one thing. But yeah, then there are like architecture engineers, they'll be at the top level. Assume someone has bought a problem statement for you and you have to build a complete solution for it, be it using a product or a device. And to do that, what all the necessary things you have to do from the chip level design, or you are going to design a chip itself, then you are an architecture engineer. So that chip, how you design, how you build, is what you are going to do. And you initially, these roles are not given to the freshers at the entry level. Yeah, very rarely they will be given, and very less it is. And these are all very deciding factors of the company. So these are all handled by the experienced people in the industry. So yeah, preferably the roles for fresher are less. But yeah, to be an architecture engineer, you need to have all the knowledge, again, out of all the 16 or anything more than that engineering roles. You have to have the knowledge of all of them, and you have to be little bit mastered in all of this. Only then you can be an architecture engineer, because you have to look at all the perspective, right? So test engineer, again, after your chip is designed, some checks how it works, what has happened. So test engineer will always do a reverse way of understanding. So you'll try to see the faults there. You'll try to see the what can I say? Try to identify the faults, or try to make sure the chip is working well, or these factors where the test engineer comes. It's kind of PCB testing only, but yeah, the chip testing engineers will be different. Fabrication engineers, these are all in the fabs now, TSMC, Intel fabs, Samsung. So the foundry level way, so there they will be working. So I think this knowledge I have given. So yeah, you can go through this, you can understand. So, but one thing is, if you are able to start understand 1 to 11th, so first topic, first point to the 11th point of whatever I am showing on screen, and with a good knowledge of English, then after this, if you are able to after this only you'll be able to understand that, okay, which domain I'm good at or which domain I can choose. This is what it is. Okay, so after that you have to do your own bit of research of some part, because I can help you in this much, but post that I can't know where you are good. So you have to do your own research. So try to understand what is PD engineer does. So you try to understand what each engineer do. You will be able to get that, okay, I belong to here, I belong to this role, or I belong to this area. So based on that, you can choose your own role. Okay, so choose which engineer you have to be. Okay, so even after that, if you're still not able to understand, if you're still struggling there, I can help you in another way. So I would ask you to go be ready with all of these 11 topics. Post that if you're not able to still choose a backend or front end engineer, then you can do one thing. You can just drop a mail. I'll be sharing the mail ID in the description or in the comment section. You can just drop a mail that I need your help. So and so, Girish, I'm not able to understand this. So you help me with these areas where I have to choose either front end or back end. Then I'll see, we can connect and we can have a one-to-one discussion where I'll help you which one to choose. Or I'll try to give you a clarity of which area you belong to. Based on that, you can take your decisions. Okay. So front end, back end, see, every end is necessary. Every area is necessary. If you are a front end engineer, you have to work. If you are a back end engineer, you have to work. So nobody is going to sit idle anywhere. So the work way and culture or nature will be different in each of the roles. Okay. So yeah, everybody has to put efforts, and it's not like there is no easy job in VLSI. Every job is challenging, every job is difficult. But instead of saying difficult, if you have a knowledge about whatever you are going to do, and if you are given a task, and if you have that knowledge, okay, with this knowledge I can do this task, then none of the work is difficult. Only you feel only difficult or bored or irritated or lazy when you have a work which you don't know what to do. That's it. If you learn it, if you understand it, if you master it, you don't need to worry only, right? So yeah, this is all about that question, backend or front end. Then we have another followed up question in the same, is that getting trained in a training center, is it necessary, or we can practice or study by ourselves? So again, this question is even good, but I'll answer it again in a very different way. So what actually happens is that, see, training center. So if you are coming from IIT, IISC, then if you will have the tools in your institute. Some of the big companies or big companies or big institutes will always have their own tool, either purchased or bought it from the tool vending company. And in some colleges or some institutes, the tool vending companies itself or any other company associate with that institute, and they will set up a hub. They will set up a VLSI hub, or they'll set up a training hub, or they will set up a something, whatever that company name and its hub, they can put it. So by doing that, what they will do, they will try to train the people in that in the college itself at the grassroots level. This usually happens in the MTech areas, or even in BTech also, that is BE BTech or MA MTech at the IIT or ISC level. So here what happens is that you will get trained there only. So you will have the tool exposure, you will have to learn the tool, you will understand the tool. So these are all areas you will be working there. So once you are having that much enough knowledge about the tool, and if you have already mastered the topics which I listed like in the previous one, then you are fit to be a VLSI engineer. And that for those kind of freshers who have worked on tool, hands-on experience in tool, if I ask you to what does how to select a pin using so and so, then if you are able to type the command and select, then you are good, right? You are good to be a PD engineer. So get the remaining knowledge about it on the internet, or by reading the books, or by interacting with your seniors, or interacting with someone in the industry, and gain that knowledge. Then you are free to go to any role of VLSA as a fresher without be going to be trained in a training institute. But assume you don't have a, if you're not from IIT, IISc, but maybe etc. colleges. I don't want to take any other name colleges or private colleges, but any other college where assume if you have a tool in your college, fine, I qualify you as one of the best college. But if you don't have a tool, or if you are not allowed to use tool for more than you need, and if you can't understand the tool, or if you can't have the lot of time for to work on the tool, but you have very limited knowledge, but you need more knowledge about the tool, then I would suggest you to go for a training institute, because tool perspective you'll understand there. And advantage of going for a training institute is you will have understanding of the tool, hands-on experience on the tool. Second thing is you'll have someone to teach you instead of self-learning, because if you are bad at self-learning, someone who will be teaching you will be more better than you, who is coming from an experience point of view or from an industry. Then he is really good. You can go there and study, or you can understand them. The other thing is you can ask questions to that person if you don't have a clarity on any of the topic. So this will help you in the industries. Okay, so this will help you in the industry. So that is why you have to choose a training institute. But it is not mandatory to choose a training institute and come to a VLSI jobs. Okay, it's okay. If you have a tool at your college, if you have knowledge about it, do it. Because I have seen few people who are having a knowledge of cadence virtuoso, that's an analog, that is layout engineering tool, or analog layout engineering tool, who have worked on multiple GPDKs or multiple lower nanometer technologies, and have secured a job itself in the industry. I have recently, one of the girl who was contacting me for some doubts and all has pinged me stating that I got a job for here and here, so and so, and thank you for this, because I just provided them the data what they wanted, or just helped them or guided them in the area where they were lagging. That's it. Or this is or you can do this way. So you can learn the tool, learn the concepts relevant to it, be good at your basics and all, then you can crack an interview. So that's what it mainly it is. So the knowledge, you don't need to get it from a training institute only, but if it is essential, I would say don't hesitate to go to training institute. Go and learn everything from training institute, whatever they are going to give, and be confident in your skills. So to enhance your skill, to upgrade your skill, if you think going for a training institute will help, do it. I don't say no to it. Okay, but before joining training institute, have some warnings. Ask questions then. Okay, so ask as much questions you have, or as much questions as you want, until you get a clarity about the training institute. So what do? Do they give a placement assistance? And one more thing, never go to training institute for only for placement assistance. That's a myth. They will provide you a training placement guarantee. No company or no institute, not even your college, provides you a placement guarantee. How can you go and ask a training institute to provide a placement guarantee? No, they will give placement assistance. So they will say 100% placement assistance. You know what placement assistance means? They are going to say you that we will help you to get into a company. Help. It is not like we will guarantee you that you will be in a company. Because if you can't answer something in an interview, how can they guarantee you that you will get a job? So don't go to any institutes assuming that 100% placement guarantee. No, 100% placement assistance what they are going to give. Okay, so think that one in mind, and try to understand what tool they are using. Ask them what tool you are using, what nanometer technology are going to teach me, what are the real-time experience I'm going to learn from your training institute, who are the faculty they are teaching me, and what experience do they have, and what is the fee structure, and what is the duration of the course or duration of the training, what certification I'll get, what is the credibility of the certification, how is it widely accepted. Try to read the testimony of that institute either on Google, or try to read the testimony of their institute on their website itself, and compare the testimony on the website page and Google review, and ask someone or contact someone who is trained from that institute, or trains from that institute and working in a very good company, and contact the other person who has trained in that institute and is not working in any of the company. So here you will get a very basic, really good idea about those training institute. Then you can choose to join or not. It's about to you. Okay, so I think this much, if you do, you will come to the biodata of that company or training institute very easily. Okay, so don't believe everything what advertiser shows you. Okay, so whatever, see, there is one thing they'll do. So however the product might be, if the packaging is good, the product will be sold. This is what usually happening in the industry now. Coming for any other industries also. I'm not talking about VLSI. I'm just saying about the general product. Assume there are multiple ads running on YouTube and Instagram, but they'll give a best package and they'll give a very good advertisement. But when the actual project will be a joker, right? So don't fall for the trap. Okay, questions. If a training institute is not able to answer to your questions, then understand the training institute is trying to scam you. I'll tell it openly. If they are trying to scam you, guys, so don't join the training institute unless all of your questions are answered. Try to understand what they are going to sell you, and try to understand what is needed for you. Don't take something that is not needed for you just because they are selling it very good, very clearly, or they are good. Yeah, do that own research, do that effort, put that effort, learn, understand. Then you can go for a training institute. And yeah, because to be frank, I have been trained in a training institute, and I have trained in some of the training institute. So I have done both the side. I have seen the two sides of the coin. So what I would advise you to is do your research. Okay, and one more thing, if you can't do this much of research, then I am really sorry to say this, don't join VLSI or don't come to VLSI. Okay, because effort is needed in VLSI. As I say, now you have to put an effort so that you can sustain in this industry. So if you are very lazy person who won't put any effort, and if you want someone to do your task, then VLSI is not for you. Okay, or semiconductor is not for your domain. So this is all I have to say. So ultimately the answer to the question is, see, if you feel it is necessary, yes, it is needed. If you don't have a knowledge, if you don't have a skill, if you need a guidance, if you want to ask questions to someone, if you want to get an answer to your questions from someone, if you want someone to solve your doubts and all, it is very good to join a training institute. Because see, now you are asking a question to Girish, but Girish is free, is answering. As if Girish gets busy tomorrow, you can't wait on my trust to, or you can't wait on Girish to answer the questions, right? Because I look after my work, but training institutes are not like that. You have paid them, right? They have to answer your questions. You can go and ask them. You can raise the questions. And the other thing is, worst case, you can even legally move against those training institutes if they are not helping you in the way what they have promised, right? So these are the areas where you get an advantage. But yeah, if you have the knowledge, skill, everything, man, you are very good to continue in the industry, or apply a job in the industry without having the or without getting trained from the training institute. Okay, preferably if you have knowledge. Some company prefer training from training institutes. I have seen on LinkedIn some companies put as training from training institute is mandatory. So in those cases, you might have to need them. That's it. Okay. And yeah, there is one more last question that is attached here. So if you want to learn by yourself, which are the free tools available? I'm sorry to say this, but free tools available are very less available. First one is so for PD only if I take PD, PV, synthesis, RTL, RTL. So PD, PV, synthesis, and DFT, STA, IR, PDN, CAD, architecture, test, fabrication, FECLP, characterization. For all of this, the tools are very expensive, and you always have to get from three of the main vendors of the tools. Okay, either from Cadence Innovas, or from either from Cadence or from Synopsys or from your Mentor Graphics or some other Red Dot, etc. and all. So these all you have to get it again for higher price. So I just checked on the internet. One PD tool, a PD physical design tool or Cadence Innovas tool, costs somewhere around $1 million. So if I calculate it to Indian rupees, it somewhere costs around 9 crores of tool, 9 crores of worth rupees to buy one tool. So I don't think 90% of the Indians can afford it. Maybe someone who is very rich might be, but I think nobody would get a tool for PD. So that's where, so most of the tools are expensive. So free tools are very less in the market and availability is very less. Okay, some for RTL design and design verification, you can go for EDA Playground. Okay, where you can write your codes and test benches, but that also very limited for them. RTL design and verification just both can't have wider perspective or wider knowledge, wider area to work there in this tool. And the other one is unlock layout, that is layout engineers. Okay, layout engineers tools are available. Some tools are there, but yeah, Cadence Virtuoso and all. But I have seen some people using a very cracked version of that Cadence Virtuoso tool. So they'll insert their own. They'll ask a GPDK. They'll take some GPDK file from other areas or GPDK 45 like that, and they'll start working on them. There are some cracked versions of it for layout people. That is the tool name is Cadence Virtuoso for layout people. So apart from this, I don't have a knowledge about the free tools available, but as per my knowledge, the rest of the other tools which are required for the each of those roles or any other roles apart from these also are expensive, and they are not freely available. So you have to pay it. So that is why people choose to go for your training institute to get those tools. And training institutes or the educational institutes get very cheaper the tools for very cheaper amount or cheaper value, because they are using it for an educational purpose, and there are some clauses where you have to provide the tool for educational purposes very less. So there are some trade unions or some of the governments that are putting them, or some companies voluntarily give a training package or tool that is for training purpose or educational purpose with a limited or with a different way of building them. They'll give some rack where it is called as rapid action kit, where if you download, you can get one design in it. That is not an actual design, that is not going to be taped out, but yeah, it is almost 90% similar to your main design which you are going to work in your industry. So those kind of things they'll give, and they'll be charged very less amount. That is why these in training institute assume they need 100 tools, they'll buy it in a bulk and they'll pay some it's kind of leasing. They are not going to own that, it's kind of leasing. So they'll pay some amount every year to that company, whatever the companies they have bought the tools. If they have bought it from Synopsys, they'll pay it to Synopsys. If they have bought it from Cadence, they'll pay it to Cadence, and they'll lease them and they'll use them for the training purposes. Okay, because you can't tape out anything from them. Yeah, you can do almost similar, but not like the exact replica of the actual tool. So similar way it will be. So by that way they will work on the tool. So freely available tools are very, very less. Okay, so very less. Only these two as per my knowledge. If anything else are there, any other free tools are there, please feel yeah, you can feel free to ping all those tools names and for what role or what engineers can use them in the comment section. So this will again help other people who are watching the video, or anybody who is not aware of it can make a use of it. So this will be kind of a community which is going to help. See, the basic ideology of Semi Tech Talks is to help. So whoever are contributing to help here will always be appreciated. Okay. So that's one answer for this question. So the Vaishnavi has took up a very long question. She has put up a very long question which has addressed a lot of things. That's appreciated. Okay. So next question is it is from Kaushik. Okay. So the Kaushik has asked this question as, I know nothing and I am just a beginner. How will you train me to enter the field? How will you train me to enter the field of VLSI? Additionally, which technology job exists in the VLSI domain in India, the design domain or VLSI chip or fabrication domain? Okay, very good, Kaushik. The question seems interesting. See, you don't know nothing, but you have mentioned your highest education as B or B Tech, and you are coming from an electronics team. So this gives me a brief idea that you have already studied some of these topics, right? So you have studied basic electronics, semiconductor physics, basic electronics, network theory, analog electronics, CMOS, digital you have studied, you have VHDL, maybe finite state machine not be there, but Tickle, Shell, Python, either one of these you have to know. So these areas, I think few 8, 9, 10, 11, at least remaining you have known. So now what I would advise you to is take some books which will help you understand the remaining areas like a finite state machine, Tickle, Shell and Python scripting, Linux and Bash shells, and grep commands, Linux commands and gvim commands. If you can get to know about these commands, I mean get to know about these topics either by YouTube, either by book, either by learning from someone, either by asking someone's help or getting taught by a tutor or from a training institute. You have to get this knowledge for be a VLSI engineer basically. Okay, if you can get this much knowledge, then you can considering your basic info what you have provided. If you are not coming from a tier 1 college, or if you don't have a tool knowledge, as you said you don't know nothing, then you might not be having a tool knowledge, then I would advise you to go to a training institute and get trained there. Okay, if not, as I said previously, go and talk to someone who is having a tool. Maybe so they might be working in any of the company, or try to sit beside them and watch and understand. Make sure that you don't record anything from their laptops, or don't write anything or steal anything. Try to understand how they do, or ask them to teach you something without hampering their work. By this way, you can get a training on or hands-on experience on tool also. Or if you don't want to this much of circus, go and join a training institute. They will help you. Okay, so by this way you are trained. Okay, this way you can get trained and you can understand. So this is same again. Some bit of replication of this question is from Vaishnavi's question. Means this looks similar to her. So I'm addressing it. I'm asking you to see that, understand her question, which will help you get an answer for your question also. Okay. As a beginner, this is what I would advise you to do. Okay. But if you are struggling in these areas, then Kaushik, I'm sorry to say, you might struggle even more in VLSI than anything else. So I would advise you to choose a different role, because I'm not asking you to give up, but I don't want you to waste a lot of time without having an interest in this. Okay. But yeah, I would advise you to give more effort, put more effort, put 200% and go ahead. For sure, you can be a very good VLSI engineer if you are giving your 100% or more than 100% when you have made your mind to start working in or being in the VLSI industry. Okay. And then additionally, which technology job does exist in the VLSI? See, as of now, the design domains or design areas are present in India, as per my knowledge, because like the number of engineers in a design domain, or like a PD, PV, etc., RTL, etc., all are majorly in India. Those are in design domain, but I can't deny the fact that fabrication or manufacturing domain is not booming. Those are booming. You can see a lot of fabs being getting opened in part of Gujarat, some parts of southern states of Odisha, and some bit of Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra, some around Pune, some. So all over India, you can see some bit of, not completely, some bit of manufacturing or fabrication process or those kind of domains are existing, trying to exist now. So yeah, to answer your question, the answer is very straight. Design domain is dominating in India than the manufacturing or fabrication process. But we can't say like no, there are no manufacturing or fabrication domains in VLSI chips in India. I can't deny the fact they exist now and they are growing. But yeah, it might take some time to grow completely, but it's not like we can't do it, because we already have a chip of 64-bit microprocessor that is being indigenously built and designed in India itself. So the fact is we can do that manufacturing part also, but majorly we are not going for the lower tech nodes because we need a lot of resource. For as of now, the design area is where the India stands. Okay, so this is what I can answer for your question. So we'll take the next question. The next question is from Suraj. When will they hire without these high terms and conditions like before? See, Suraj, actually, I understood what your question is intended. So initially, what used to happen is before COVID or pre-COVID, the game was different. The game, in the sense, the hiring was very different. People used to blindly hire, and inside they used to put them on a flow flush for 3 months and ask them to understand the flow, ask them to study inside by paying salary, and then they used to take an interview without giving any without having high expectation and without giving them any high end tasks or like that, and then this used to happen. But now the things have changed because the demand has changed. Now, if you want, if you put a job for a PD, you might have got 30 to 100 resumes. Now the range from 1,000 to 2,000 or 3,000 resumes if you put a PD hiring. Okay, so the competition edge is more now. So everybody want to be a PhD engineer because they have seen the market, they have seen the demand, they have seen the wide area of industry growing very widely. So they don't mind getting into VLSI. So usually I have seen this, I have heard this from many people. I've seen some people saying that uh, my brother was in VLSI. He said VLSI is a good industry, so I also joined VLSI. So on these terms, many people are joining. Maybe they might be very good in embedded engineering. They might be very good in AI/ML, artificial intelligence or machine learning. They might be very good in developing a JavaScript or web page. They might be very good in animations. They might be very good in PCB manufacturing. No, but just because someone said, they are jumping into VLSI industry, and here they are literally struggling. They don't know what is current. They don't know how it works. So these areas where they are lagging. So like this, people have entered, multiple people or many kinds of people have entered VLSA just because package is more, salary is good, the job is easy. Someone said on these terms they have entered, and they are your competitors now. So once a company is want to hire someone, they have a budget. Assume if ABCD company is there, they have a budget of 10 rupees. I'm just giving an example. Budget of 10 rupees. They want to hire a person for 10 rupees who is a fresher or an experience of 1 year. But the fresher will come for interview. Then they will say, okay, man, what's your expectation? The fresher won't say, you don't know about expectation, and usually freshers won't be asked. But if they ask, they will say, sir, I need 5 rupees as a job, 5 rupees. I'll work for 5 rupees. But okay, fine, I will get back to you. Then they'll interview every other candidate. Assume the first person who is ready to work for 5 rupees term, the second person who is performing better than the first person, and if he is asking, sir, I can work for 4 rupees, then the company will always choose a person who is working for 4 rupees. They want to cut the budget. the expenditure on the manufacturing of a chip. See, the budget for a chip will be decided based on the number of engineers they are working, raw materials, tools, facilitators, facilities, everything will be there. So everything will be included in the budget itself. So if this all is included in the budget, then this all will be mattered, right? So they'll try to reduce as much as possible. So when the competition is more, the package or the budget is going to be less. Means you can get a best person for the least price or least budget. So this is how the competition is having. So no, the terms have increased because the competition is more. If not you, I'll get someone else, man. This is what the company says. So that is why the hiring terms have changed and conditions are different. Thinking it in this way that when will they hire without these high terms and conditions like before, I would ask you to showcase your skill and demand. See, there is always uh, there's always something called as value in showcasing your skill and demanding, then asking or requesting or begging. I don't want to use the word begging, asking or requesting. Please hire me. No, you can say that, see, man, I have this much of skill. If you hire me, you will be benefited. If you showcase the skill, the amount of confidence in you and the trust on the person who is going to hire will be very different. If you say, sir, please give me a job, please hire me, have a very bad situation at home, I have very difficult situation, I studied, but while studying I had these issues, that issues, so I couldn't study all of this. No, the request is not how you have to make it. The request is, you have to make a request in a very specific way. I have this much of skill, please give me one chance to prove myself in your company so that I can give this much of contribution to your company. This is what you have to do. Okay, you should never give a reasons, and you should never expect a best case for you. You should always expect a worst case for you. Assume you have a worst case, means that is what we do. See, in for setup we'll always go for a best worst case scenarios. If you are a PD engineer or a state timing engineer in VLSI, we'll always choose the worst case for a chip has to work. It has to work in a best case, worst case. Only then it will work in a best case. So we'll prepare the chip to work in a worst case, though it will work in a best case. One example is, you will have as you have a vehicle, someone has a vehicle of Splendor, Hero Splendor. So Hero Splendor is a capacity of 2 people. Okay, assume average person weighs around 80 kg, we'll consider him as 100 kg. Even if you put a 2 people sitting of 100 kg on that vehicle, it should still work well, but it will work well. So 100 into 2 is 200. But assume if you put 2 people of 100 kg, on top of it, if you put one more person of 80 kg, still the vehicle will move, because they have built it to be the worst case. Okay, so you have to be ready for the worst. So don't wait that without high terms and conditions like that. It's okay. You might get hired very lately, but there is no shame in getting hired lately, because even I started my career very lately. I didn't get a job at 23 or 25. I started it very lately. That's okay. But make sure that you give your best. Rest all, if you are giving your best, you don't need to worry, man. You can get your job. Okay. I'm not saying that you don't have a job, but this is how it is. If someone who is in this situation, then I can ask them to be like that, and hiring will always happen. So hiring will happen. You have to find the right job, do your own research, go through your LinkedIn, etc. and all, you can get that. Okay. So that high terms and conditions will be flexibly easy in some time, in some duration, only for some duration, some 1 or 2 months, only from some company if they badly want to hire people. So if they badly want a candidate in their company, for sure they'll loosen their rules and restrictions. Okay. But yeah, don't be that this will happen for you always, or this will happen for someone who is always wanting to get hired. But yeah, this can happen very rarely. So be prepared for the worst. Okay. I think I've answered Suraj's question now. Then we'll go for Vishwas, the last question for this video. So why is it very difficult to get a job in off campus? Is it difficult? Is it really difficult, or I'm thinking like that? So Vishwa, it all depends on the college where you are coming from, and based on the grades and knowledge you have. So yes, if you want to say in the other way, I would say getting a what do I say? Getting a job off campus is really difficult. Yes, I agree, because I have been in this space, so I can say that getting a job in off campus is difficult, but it's not impossible, right? It's okay if you can, if you can't get a job in off campus, on campus, then try to upskill yourself. Don't overthink. First thing is don't overthink. Don't overthink. Second thing is don't regret. Third thing is start working and stop dreaming. Or okay, it's okay, you can dream. Start working, because see, I'll just give an example. You are a person who is putting zero efforts every day, then your answer will always be zero. Means at the end, if you put zero efforts, okay, you are a person who is putting no efforts every day. Person is you. Okay, you putting no efforts every day will give you zero, means no efforts at the end. But you are a person who is putting consistent effort every day. Okay, so you will be having a sum. For example, you are putting 1 hour of study every day. Okay, you are putting 1 hour. Okay, this is 1 day, this is 1 day, this is 1 hour. Okay, so 1 day 1 hour, or we'll consider this as 1.1. Okay, some effort. Instead of zero, you are putting something. So 1 into 1.1 is 1.1 1 day on the first day. So now the second day will be, if you are putting 1.1 effort for 10 days. So what will it be? Your result will be this much, 11. So basically instead of sitting idle, or instead of overthinking, instead of regretting, instead of worrying, start putting effort. You can be, see, if you to this again, if I go it in a way of other way, if you start working, if you can burn 100 calories a day, you are burning something which is, instead of sitting, if you sit without burning anything, you're accumulating more. But if you start working out, you will burn something which is not only avoiding your accumulation but also burning something. So the same way, if you start doing your work, start understanding one concept a day, as it might be a digital electronics, might be a network theory, might be a semiconductor physics, might be a basic semiconductor, basic electronics, everything, whatever it might. If you start doing it, that efforts will help you. So start giving mock tests at your end only. Start giving mock interviews to someone who is already present in an industry. Ask them that please take me a mock interview. You can do that. You can mail me, I'll take a mock interviews also. I'm not saying that I'll not take mock interviews, and I'm not going to charge anything for that. Okay, for helping, this I can do. So try to upskill. Assume where you don't know, what you don't know, understand, learn a new concept, understand a new thing, learn the industry where you belong to. So this way you can do it. Okay, so if you are having that, for sure you can get off campus. The other thing is applying to the jobs. Assume if you are not applying, who will come? Who, if you are not applying, who will come and give you a job? Who will? I see, if I didn't apply a company, the company where I'm working will not come and give me a job. Nobody will come to your LinkedIn profile and offer you a job unless you have an experience. Okay. Initially I have mailed more than, at my worst case I'm telling, 390 to 400 emails in 6 months. I'm telling emails. I used to pick one company take the emails of all of the employees in that company. If you can just get it on LinkedIn, I'll show it in one of the videos how to get a email ID of a person or how to get a contact details of the person to contact for job opportunities. I took the help of Google. I took the help of other people. I referred some of the resumes. I referred some of the mails how they sent. I studied YouTube videos how to apply for a resume. I used to take one company, send a mail to a lot of people in that company for a job opportunity. Either one or two used to respond or nobody used to respond. I used to not get disappointed. Then switch for the next company. If A is not there, B is not there, C is not there, D is not there, E. So every time I used to change the company which I have to apply. And I used to even look on LinkedIn also. On LinkedIn, if any opening is there, go for job profile, click. I'll show you how to look for a job on LinkedIn also. Okay. A job on LinkedIn and how to find out the email ID of a person on LinkedIn to send a job resume, or how I'll even give you the format also to send the jobs also. Okay, this is how I used to do. So if I am putting this much effort, for sure you will get a job, right? Why will not get a job? And I don't remember the job what I got right now. I don't remember when I sent them an email also, because I have applied so many. I don't remember each of them. But when I got an opportunity, I grabbed it. So that is what you also have to do. Okay. So don't be don't overthink. First thing is, why is it very difficult to get a job off campus? This, I think you are overthinking. It's not like that, man. Have confidence, do your work, be consistent. It's okay. Assume you are tired and you are completely disturbed. Then I would advise you to take a break, enjoy whatever you might be good in enjoying. Maybe if you are good in going for a run, go for a run. Don't touch book on that day itself. I'll tell you, don't touch, even don't think about studying. But once you are done with your enjoying, if you sit, you should not think about anything else. This is what my motto is. See, if I want to eat, if I love eating a jamun, gulab jamun, I'll eat gulab jamun like anything. I'll eat morning, afternoon, evening, next day, next morning, next evening, anytime. Later, I feel like, no, man, in my life, I'll never eat gulab jamun. Like this, I'll try to make it. Then after that, I'll stop eating gulab jamun itself. I might not eat it for 6 to 8 months because I'm tired of eating it. So once you do that, like that only, do something which you like. After that, stop it and work on your work which you don't like. So once when you stop doing your liked thing and start working on the thing which you are not liking to do, the psychology will change. You will focus on the thing which you are currently working, because you don't have anything to distract yourself, right? So do it that way. You can literally gain your targets. So take a break for few days. Go watch a movie, go for a walk. I would suggest someone of you to go for a walk alone, keeping your mobile at home. Keep your mobile at home, take a bike, go for any park, just go for a walk and come back. That will also refresh you. I have done this many times, and at my worst times I have done this. So that will also help you. And avoid as much scrolling as possible, either on Instagram or YouTube shorts. That will again create some distraction. And stop comparing. This one thing I have to put: stop comparing. Okay, don't compare yourself. Okay, stop comparing yourself. You everybody are in a garden where each flower will bloom on its own terms. So some flower might bloom in the morning and get done in the evening. Some flower will bloom once in 3 days and last for 3 days. Some flower will bloom only once in a year and last for 7 days, and they are valued a lot. And some flowers bloom only once in 14 years. So don't worry that you have to bloom every day. It's okay, but make sure that you are on your own and you are a different person than the other person, because you are not the same person like others. Okay, so stop comparing yourself. That will kill you, I guess. That will kill your mental peace, I would say. Okay, stop comparing. Be consistently. So this is what I would say. It's not difficult to get a job off campus. I am one of the live example. I have got a job off campus and I have sustained in this industry. And to put it on top of it, I am from a diploma background, not the PUC engineering background. I'm a diploma plus engineering background, and I'll talk about this in one of the videos. And it is not difficult to get a job. It's only that your mindset, and stop being lazy, start being active, focus. Don't be motivated. I'm saying don't be motivated. Be consistent. Motivation is like a spike. You will be motivated for one now and then you will stop. Get back like a zero. But consistency, dedicated, be dedicated, then motivated. That is what I want to say. Okay. So after listening to my video, don't be like motivated, or don't go watch Sandeep Maheshwari video and be motivated. Motivation will be only for few days. Be dedicated, that will help you. Okay. Focus, dedicated. I don't want to be a philosopher here, but I hope this will, whatever the things I have put here will help you. So be consistent, focused, dedicated, alert. That's all you need. If you can do these things, additional things along with your preparation, you can get a job, no issues. Okay, I think I hope because this question was put in the 24, but I don't assume that Vishwa is not having a job. I don't assume like that. Let him. I hope he is having a job and he might be asking it for some other person. But yeah, by this time you might have already got this job. But if not, or if someone else who are at this stage, then this is what my advice is. Okay, don't worry, everything comes at the right time, but be confident, be focused, don't overthink, don't regret, start working every day, then try to upskill yourself, try to apply it. Don't be conserved, or don't be introvert. If you are looking for a job, be expressive, be confident, try to enhance your skill, focus, committed, and enjoy the process. Okay, that's what. If you enjoy, everything is a phase, everything is a learning, so enjoy that thing. That will help you. Okay. Okay, I think this question is answered. So now we'll go to the next one. So Priyanka, there is no question she is saying. That's okay, fine. But at least she has responded, or she has added something. She has made her presence in the sheet. Okay, and I'll be answering the rest of the questions in the next video. I think this has been a very long video. I have addressed most of the questions. Rest I'll be answering the next videos. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for this video. We'll come back in the next video and answer the rest of the questions. Thank you.